100 Women Who Care is a giving circle of leaders that includes individuals and businesses who want to positively impact our communities. What caused them to form this, and who is involved, and what have they accomplished, and what is it planning to do? Our presenter today, Mary Norquist, is the new director of 100 Women, and she has all sorts of information on local nonprofits, how they might get funding from 100 Women, and how men may participate. The presentation might be called The Future of 100 Women and Others Who Care. Please help me welcome Mary to the Rotary podium.
Good morning, everyone. I'm thrilled to be here today to speak to you. I have to tell you, as I was sitting here listening and watching the beginning of the meeting, I couldn't help but notice the End Polio Now sign. But I have to tell you, when I first glanced at it, I thought it said End Pollo Now. And I thought, what do they have against chickens? I mean, I didn't really get that, but End Polio Now. I remember as probably about a 7-year-old standing in line at a school waiting to get my polio vaccine. And I'm fairly stunned today that so many people don't want to do those vaccines, but everybody has their own way. So, question. How many registered NGOs do you think there are in San Miguel? Okay. There's about 100. How many NGOs do you think are active in San Miguel? Well, it's more than 12 and it's less than 70. There's about 40. Why do you think only about 40% of the NGOs are actively participating within San Miguel? Bingo. Okay, come on. Oh, point that way. Okay, thank you. Yeah, funding. They don't have any money, or they don't have enough money, or they don't know how to get money. They don't know who to ask. They don't know how to fundraise. That's where 100 Women Who Care come into the picture. That's how we can help. And how do we help? We give away between 80 and 100,000 pesos 4 times a year. And that may not seem like a lot, but it is a lot. And it's a lot, particularly to some of the smaller NGOs that operate on teeny weeny little budgets. So, and we give it to deserving NGOs. Wait, hold up, what's going on? I mean, how do you know who a deserving NGO is? There are so many. We decide who those deserving NGOs are. Any member of 100 Women Who Care can nominate an NGO. So if a member has a favorite NGO that they work with or they like or they heard about, they can fill out a nomination form and nominate that NGO. Then that NGO is vetted. We have a team on our steering committee, 2 to 3 people that do the vetting process for all the NGOs. And they have to meet all the criteria that we have set for them. And it's no small task, but it's not something that can't be done, even by smaller NGOs. When they come to a meeting, they register. Their names go into a hat, and 3 are drawn to make a 5-minute presentation about who they are and what they do and what they would use that money for. So, what about those meetings? What do we do there? We have 4 meetings per year. Sorry, it didn't click. Anyone can come. Everybody in this room is invited to come to our next meeting, which happens to be next Monday. Some of the people that come are members. The members are people who have pledged to give 1,000 pesos every quarter. So when they come to the quarterly meeting, they check in with us and they hand in their donations. We count it, and we count it all up. Each meeting is 1 hour. Much like I've heard about this meeting, you don't go over. You make it 1 hour or whatever your time frame is, and that's it. We don't go over 1 hour. But before the meeting, we have 1 hour of networking, socializing. We have a cash bar, you can buy a drink, and the lovely Casona Hotel where we meet, they furnish us with some fabulous complimentary appetizers. When we started meeting there, our first meeting, the appetizers just showed up. And we thought, oh, wait a minute, who ordered these? Because we, really can't pay for them. And nobody ordered them. They just decided they were going to do that for us. New members come and they can sign up. They just fill out a very simple little sheet to become a member. The NGOs register, and then we get on with it. Where's Mike that I met at breakfast? Mike told me that he's come to a couple of meetings. And what did you tell me about that, Mike?
You get to hear what best part is you get to hear what the NGOs are doing, their presentation, and then it's exciting because you vote, the members vote for who they like, and then you get to present the money, and then the next meeting they'll come back and they'll tell you what they're doing with the money. So it's very hands-on, but main thing is it's firsthand hearing what the NGOs are doing.
That's right. Mike's going to make the rest of the presentation here. But what he said to me this morning was, it was fun, and our meetings are fun. It's a great time to come meet new people, socialize, network. Many times someone will come up to me and ask me, who can you recommend to do a website for us? And I say, well, I really don't have anybody that I can recommend right now, but go out there and talk with people that are here, ask around, network with these folks, and you will find someone, and they always do. So that's one of the biggest benefits for those people who attend our meetings. The meeting starts generally, much like this one, with announcements. The last meeting's winner makes a short presentation about what they used the money for that they received, and then the 3 NGOs are drawn from the hat. Each one has 5 minutes, as I said earlier, to talk about what they do and what they would use that money for. You got to remember that way. So after they make their presentations, then we vote. Each member and/or anyone who donates at least 1,000 pesos gets a ballot and votes for which NGO they would like the money to go to. The votes are counted, the winner is announced, and the winner is then sort of banned from being in the hat for 3 years. So they have to wait 3 years before they get back in the hat and are eligible again. And then the next quarter, next meeting, we just do it all over again. So where did this idea come from? Well, there's a woman named Karen Dunnigan in Kansas City, and this was maybe 25 years ago. She was part of a health organization, and one of the things they did was they supported mothers in poverty situations who were having babies, and they learned that when the mothers went home with the babies, many of those babies did not thrive, and some of them even died. And after a bigger investigation, they found out it was because these people had no place for these babies to sleep. They had no place to put them down. Sometimes they were on the mattress on the floor, with the parents, or in the bureau drawer sort of thing. But there was quite a large number of them that were not making it. So Karen decided to do something about this, and she figured out they needed about $10,000 to buy cribs. And she said, I know 10 women. I have 10 women friends that'll write a check for $1,000. That'll take care of it. But as she thought about it longer, she thought, this is a way to get more of the community involved. And so she opened it up and invited a whole bunch of women to come to a get together, told them about the problem, and asked them to donate $100. So they did. And she raised almost $40,000 just by doing that. Right now, there are about 900 different spin-offs of this idea around the world. They're not all called 100 Women Who Care. There's 100 Teens Who Care, 100 Mothers Who Care. It could be 100 Dentists Who Care. It could be anything. But the idea generally stays the same. Oh, sorry. Karen said, we're strong on our own, but together we're even stronger. And I think certainly here in San Miguel, we've proven that to be true. 13 years ago, a few women here in San Miguel thought that was a very good idea and got together, and those women were Jody Fagan, Susan Page, who is here today, Marty Kimmel, Kathy Devine, and Alicia Garcia. So in January of 2013, they had their first meeting, and about 50 women came. By the time I'm done, I'll have this down. About 50 women came. They raised over 37,000 pesos. And in the past 13 years, we've given away more than 4 million pesos. So it's a good program, and it works. So who are we really? Well, we're not an NGO. We are not a legal organization. We are just a group of people who come together and have been doing this for 13 years. We keep it going. It's all on a volunteer basis. We have no budget. We don't have a bank account, and we're not a legally set up organization. At our meetings, we take in money and we give it away. That's essentially the process. We don't keep any of it. Anything we do outside of the meetings, if it costs money, we pay for it. We have a steering committee, as I mentioned, made up of volunteers. There's me, Vicki Short, Mary Finley. They work on vetting the NGOs. Susan Page, of course. Laurel Delp, she's a She's a professional writer, and she does quite a bit of writing for us. Lauren Severin, she's our social media person and takes care of keeping everything updated. Gail Sherman is thinking about joining our steering committee. I think she will. I think I can talk her into it. And Elissa Stridle, she also works on vetting the nonprofits. We're proud of what we do, but we want to do more. We recently held a workshop on fundraising, governance, and strategic planning, and we invited all of our NGOs to come, and about 40 people attended. It was very well received. It was done by an NGO consultant out of Portland, Oregon, who is now living part-time in Guanajuato City, Thomas Brunner of Brunner Strategies. He just did a great job. It was, I've been involved in nonprofits and on boards for years here and in Portland, Oregon, where I lived before coming here. And I learned a lot at this workshop. I was surprised and pleasantly pleased that I was able to pick up a lot of new ideas about things. We want to do some skills training as well. We have a broad range of NGOs, from a little bitty, 3 or 4 person to Feed the Hungry. So there's a range of sizes and a range of skills with all of those folks. And we want to try to level the playing field a little bit. Our smaller NGOs, their names drawn out of the hat, and maybe their English isn't perfect, and they haven't thought about what they're going to say really until they get up there. And then maybe they're not quite understood, their English is not perfect, and most of the people that come to our meetings are English speakers. Pardon me. So that doesn't work in their favor. So we want to help improve that by doing some workshops on presentations, how to make a 5-minute presentation or a 10-minute presentation, and really make it worthwhile. How to build boards, what's involved, who should you look for, and what kind of people, what kind of skills do you want on your board? Contingency planning. What happens when your big outdoor event at Geek and Coffee is coming around on Saturday and it pours down rain? Have you thought about what you're going to do? Just that sort of thing that a lot of nonprofits, they just don't think about those things. And we want to cover that. And decision making, how to make a really effective decision. And of course, what we all can use is effective communication. More things we're doing pardon me, I'm beginning to dry out. We've just started a newsletter. Our second edition will be coming out this week. It's meant to promote our NGOs, particularly our winners and those that were drawn out of the hat and so forth. And we want to boost membership. We want people to get more excited about what we do and come to our meetings and bring your friends. We also have, which is very exciting to us, some business connections. About, I don't know, maybe 6-8 months ago, the owner of the Yellow Boutique. How many of you know about the Yellow Boutique? Yeah, well, if you haven't been there, ladies, go. They're a consignment clothing store, and they have beautiful things. Thank you, Susan. I did not know that. So men, hike on over there. There's something for everybody. They're located over near the Fabrica Aurora. And what they do is when they move things from their normal inventory to the clearance rack, anything that sells on the clearance rack, that money goes in an envelope and it comes to 100 women who care. And they have really made some substantial donations to us over the months. Another new business partner that's just coming on is Dos Gringos Aromas. And this is a business started by Sarah Hopkins. She's relatively new to San Miguel, but she's making a big impact already. She couldn't find really high quality, scented candles here, so she decided she was going to make them. So that's what she does. She makes, they come in these really nice little cement containers. She makes the containers. She makes the candle wax. It's all coconut soy. She does all the hand pouring and so forth. And she is donating 15% of her sales. And she just got accepted and invited into the Saturday market at Mercado Sano. So if you go, she's down on the lower level. So go and look for her. Those candles are great. And what's not on here is one that just contacted us after I'd already done the slides. Galleria Amarillo 78. They're located on Umaran, and their owner, Nayeli Moreno, I think I got that right. She is going to donate 20% of their sales to 100 women. So, we really are very blessed to have these three businesses, and we will be looking for more. So keep that in mind if you have a business. So, what else do we want? We want Mary to pick up the clicker. We want more members, and we want more men. So, as Mike said to me earlier, it's fun. The first hour is all socializing, networking, meeting new people. I mean, over the years, some of the contacts and some of the people that have gotten together and done things, it's just been amazing. So I invite all of you, and particularly the gentlemen, to come to our next meeting. It is next Monday, the 21st, 4 o'clock at Hotel Casona. Hotel Casona is the hotel next door to the convention center on one side, and on the other side is Panini. So, Panio, thank you, Panio. Our meeting is on the 4th floor, so you just come in, take the elevator up to 4, and you're there. So, with that, I will take any questions that you might have. Yes, sir.
It's not so much a question. It's following up on what you said about it being fun. When I was president of Feed the Hungry for 2 years, I attended every meeting. My name, Feed the Hungry, was drawn out of the hat twice. I made 2 presentations. The first one, we learned that most of the money went to small NGOs that really needed it. Feed the Hungry is pretty well funded. The second time I'm making the presentation, I said we needed 100,000 pesos to open a new school kitchen. A gentleman in the far back of the room jumped to his feet and said, "I will give you that 100,000. I lost the vote, but got the money.
Well, and that was fun.
So Right now, all the money you take in at the meetings goes directly to the NGO, right?
Correct.
What's going to happen to all the money you're getting from these people?
That also goes to the NGOs.
So it goes,
Yeah.
so all the money you collect goes
Yeah.
directly to the NGOs that win.
This is just another donation that
Okay.
is usually a little larger, but yeah, it all comes, whatever comes in goes out.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments?
Mary, hi.
Hi.
Thank you so much for taking the mystery out of 100 Women. When Michael and I, not this one, by the way, talk about 100 Women, we talk about it as being the single most efficient way for NGOs to get help. And Niños has been fortunate to be a recipient a couple of times. One of the things, if you don't mind, I would like to emphasize. Mary talked about there are no costs, okay, associated with this organization. And I think that's critical to know. And the other thing that happens is once the money is counted, once the NGO is selected, that NGO walks out at the end of the day with that money. They can immediately put it to use. And I think that to me has been very critical. So thank you for your presentation. Good
Well,
job.
thank you. And thank you, Joyce. Joyce is one of our great volunteers. Anything else? Yes.
I just want to share
Oh.
what happened when I was at a meeting and the School for the Deaf won the award. And John Doherty, who we all love, this is another great John Doherty story. He got up and he said, I would like to share what I won with the other two NGOs. So that's John Doherty. So it's a Rotary story that happened at 100 Women.
I've been working with a group of women in Agustin Gonzalez for 23 years. We have used Mujeres en Cambio in the past for their NGO status, but we're no longer associated with them. So can we use some of this money to get for the cost that it gets to be an NGO? Because there's a cost involved, right?
Well, you have to be an NGO first.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Great presentation, Mary. Thank you so much. I'll be there Monday. Are your
Great.
meetings weekly?
No, they're once a quarter, 4 times a year.
Okay, so this is one of the quarterly meetings?
This is the 3rd meeting of the
Okay.
year, and our 4th one will be in December.
There's a quote that got stuck in my head a couple years ago that I can't shake it loose, so I'm going to give it to you all. The worst mistake the human race ever made was deciding that men should be in charge just because we were bigger and stronger.
Here, here.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm all for women running the world. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions?
Okay, how do you get the word out about your existence to new people coming in or whatever? Because apparently you probably don't have a website.
We-
You might have a Facebook page.
We have both. We have a Facebook page. We have a website. The website right now is under construction because we're revamping it and redoing it. And I don't think it's going to be too long until it's finished. Right, Susan?
Okay.
Soon.
Yeah.
We send out emails to about 300 people
Okay.
before the meeting. It's publicized on the old civil list. It's also publicized on the new civil list and several other sites on Facebook. I believe it's put on Locale and it's put on Discover SMA. So, you know, it's out there.
Okay.
You just have to maybe kind of look for it.
Yeah.
cards, these cards, all the information about the meetings, the dates of the meetings are here. And the steering committee has been working to get these distributed around town in different places. And today we'll distribute them here. So as you're ready to leave, I'll be up here with these. And if you have friends that you think might be interested, take more than one and pass it around to anybody that you know that is curious about what we're doing and you now know more. And we welcome and hope that we'll see some of you again.
I just want to add to that by saying one of the things that a tip that I picked up in our workshop that we just had, and it speaks to the idea of, how do people know about this? It was suggested by Thomas Brunner that, as you're going about your daily business and you run into somebody and they say, "Hey, what's going on?" And you say, "No, not much, whatever." Say, "Hey, you know what? I just learned about this organization. Let me tell you a little bit about it. I think it's such a great organization, and you should, they're having a meeting next week or they're having a meeting next month. You should come." And, tell them to go look on the website or look on the Facebook page or whatever. But I just thought that was a great way of very, informally spreading the word. So
Is it still a requirement that when your name is pulled out of the hat, that there must be a board member present to make the presentation?
There has to be someone present to make the presentation.
So it can be anybody?
Correct.
Okay, that changed. Thank you.
Mary, I want to make one more comment. What Bruner said about talking about the organization, that's something we all can do. The other part of that is not only inviting someone, but going with them.
Yeah.
Because it makes it much easier to walk into a room.
Absolutely. I mean, if you're driving, go by and pick them up.
And again, thank you.
Also share the 1,000 pesos. 2 people can put in 500. You only get one ballot.
We do that now. However, at the end of the year, we are going to discontinue that program. So everyone will be an individual member. There was somebody over here.
Hi. I'm a new member, not a member yet even, but my name is David Delaney, and so I wondered how many more Davids we have in this Rotary group. Anyway, I'm David Delaney, and I was the beneficiary, am the beneficiary of some very wonderful women who care. So I'll be at your meeting, and I'll try to bring a friend.
Yay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. One last question? Anyone?
The membership is 1,000 pesos, as you've heard Mary say, but we have many members who give more, who feel like, they can do that. And so when they come in, they'll just give more than 1,000 pesos. So that's also something that we, deeply appreciate. Our goal, as we've been for many times making, is the 100,000 pesos per meeting. And when people give more, that helps us make that goal. Thank you.
One just final comment along those lines. When we started this 13 years ago, 1,000 pesos was $100. It's not $100 now. It's really, right now, it's not even quite 50. So we encourage people to, slip in a little extra money every meeting. Thank you so much.